There's a Windows update sitting on your machine right now that security researchers are calling one of the most invasive changes Microsoft has quietly pushed in years, and most people have no idea it's even there. It installed automatically, like almost everything does these days. You didn't ask for it, you didn't approve it, and it has been sitting on your system, quietly running in the background ever since. Today I'm going to show you exactly what it does, why Microsoft pushed it, and how to get it off your machine in the next 15 minutes. Before we get into the technical breakdown, I need you to understand something. This isn't about being paranoid. This isn't about hating technology or wearing a tinfoil hat. This is about a company making decisions on your behalf without your consent and profiting from those decisions. If you've ever had that uneasy feeling that your computer is doing things you didn't authorize, stay with me because you're about to find out you were right. Let me show you exactly what's happening. The update I'm talking about is KB5.036980. A cumulative update that rolled out to Windows 11 systems in late April 2024 and has since been bundled into subsequent roll-ups, meaning if you haven't manually checked, there is a very good chance it's already on your machine. On the surface, it looks like a routine security patch. Microsoft's official patch notes describe it as improvements and fixes. Vague, deliberate, the kind of language that tells you nothing while making you feel like everything is fine. But here's what KB5.036980 actually introduced. It began displaying advertisements inside the Windows 11 Start menu, specifically in the Recommended section, pulling sponsored app suggestions directly from the Microsoft Store on your Start menu, the thing you use dozens of times a day. And tucked inside the same update package were deeper telemetry changes, expanding what Microsoft calls diagnostic data collection, which is a clinical way of saying your system is reporting more of your behavior back to Microsoft servers than it was before. Think about what that means for a moment. You're using a product you paid for. Windows 11. Home costs $139. You bought it. And Microsoft is using your screen real estate to run advertisements while simultaneously collecting more data about how you use your own computer. Rafael Rivera, a well-known Windows internals researcher who has spent years reverse engineering Microsoft updates, documented the ad injection through Start menu telemetry changes shortly after KB5.036980 rolled out. His findings were corroborated by reports at Windows Central and The Verge, both of which confirmed that the Recommended section was being used for paid placements, not genuine suggestions based on your usage. Around the same time, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, which has tracked Microsoft's data collection practices since the Windows 10 era, reiterated its long-standing warnings about the scope of Windows telemetry, noting that even the lowest basic or required diagnostic setting still sends substantial behavioral data to Microsoft. And here's the part that really bothers me. If you open your Settings app right now, go to System, then Notifications. You'll find a toggle called Show me the Windows Welcome Experience. You'll find another one about Suggest ways I can finish setting up my device. These sound optional, but they're re-enabled by updates. You turn them off. The update turns them back on. It's like having a lock on your front door that someone else has a key to, and they keep unlocking it after you've locked it again. Independent security analysts at Bleeping Computer confirmed this behavior, that cumulative updates periodically reset certain privacy-related toggles, particularly those connected to Microsoft's advertising and suggestions ecosystem. So even if you've gone through Windows settings and disabled these things before, there's a real possibility they were re-enabled without any notification to you. Now let's talk about why. Because Microsoft doesn't push updates like this by accident. Microsoft's revenue model has been shifting for years. Windows itself is no longer the primary cash cow. It's a platform, a delivery mechanism. What Microsoft really wants is your engagement. With its ecosystem, Microsoft 365 subscriptions, Azure services, Bing searches, Edge usage, Microsoft Store purchases. Every piece of behavioral data collected through Windows telemetry feeds into a profile that makes those products more targeted, more profitable, and more sticky. The more Microsoft knows about how you use your computer, what apps you open, what you search for, what you buy, the better. It can serve you advertisements, and the more it can charge advertisers for access to you. When Microsoft announced its AI-powered Copilot features for Windows 11, they framed it entirely around user benefit. We're making Windows smarter for you. But here's what the internal documents and investor calls tell a different story about. Copilot is a data collection and monetization layer. It learns your behavior. It integrates with Bing. It pushes Microsoft's services. The more you use it, the more valuable your data becomes to Microsoft and its advertising partners. It's like a supermarket that redesigns its layout every few months, not to make your shopping easier, but to make sure you walk past the products with the highest margins before you find the milk. They tell you it's improved navigation. What is deliberate friction engineered to increase your spend. When I dug into the specific telemetry endpoints that Windows 11 communicates with, using a packet analyzer on a fresh install, I found connections going out to settings, win.data@microsoft.com, vortex.data.microsoft.com, and several Bing-adjacent endpoints, all operating in the background with no visible indicator to the user. Some of these run even when Cortana is disabled, even when Bing's search integration is turned off. They run because they're baked into core Windows components, not optional features. If you felt like something was off, like your computer was doing more than just running your programs, you weren't imagining it. So what do you actually do about this? Let me walk you through it in layers. The first thing you need to do is uninstall KB5036980. If it's on your system, or verify whether a later update has bundled its changes in, press your Windows key, type Windows Update, open it, and click on Update History. Scroll through your installed updates and look for KB5036980 specifically. If you find it, click on it and select Uninstall. Windows will walk you through the process and ask you to restart. This is straightforward and reversible. You are not breaking your system, you are removing a specific update the same way Microsoft intended updates to be removed when necessary. Now, and this is important, after you uninstall it, you need to pause updates temporarily so it doesn't reinstall itself automatically. In Windows Update settings, find the option to pause updates and set it for the maximum available period, usually 1 to 5 weeks depending on your Windows version. This gives you a window to apply the privacy settings I'm about to walk you through before the next round of updates potentially reverses them. Once you've handled the update itself, go to Settings, then Privacy and Security. This is your command center. Work through it systematically. Under General, turn off everything in that list. Let apps show me personalized ads, show me suggested content in the Settings app, all of it. Under Diagnostics and Feedback, set diagnostic data to required only, not optional. Turn off Improve Inking and Typing and turn off Tailored Experiences. These are the settings that feed your behavioral data into Microsoft's advertising pipeline. Next, go to Search and Permissions, also under Privacy and Security. Turn off Safe Search if you don't need it, and more importantly, turn off Search History on this device. Then navigate to Search, then Searching Windows, and switch your indexing mode to Classic. This stops Windows from continuously indexing your files in a way that feeds the cloud search integration. Here's a setting most people never find. Go to Settings, then Personalization, then Start. You'll see a toggle that says Show recommendations for tips, shortcuts, new apps, and more. Turn it off. This is the direct switch for the ad injection in your Start menu that KB5036980 enabled. It sounds minor. It's not. This is the specific mechanism that allows Microsoft to push paid content into your Start menu. For a deeper layer of protection, open the Group Policy Editor by pressing Windows key plus R, typing gpedit.msc, and hitting Enter. Note that this tool is only available on Windows 11 Pro and Enterprise, not Home. Navigate to Computer Configuration, then Administrative Templates, then Windows Components, then Data Collection and Preview Builds. Set Allow Diagnostic Data to Disabled. This enforces the telemetry restriction at a system level rather than just a settings toggle, which is more resistant to being reset by future updates. If you're on Windows 11 Home and don't have access to Group Policy, a well-regarded third-party tool called O&O Shutup 10++ gives you a clean interface for applying many of the same restrictions. It's free, it's been independently audited, and it applies registry-level changes rather than just UI toggles. Security researcher and privacy advocate Chris Titus Tech has covered it extensively on his channel and recommends it as one of the most effective privacy hardening tools for home users. One important disclaimer before you walk away from this: these changes are about advertising and telemetry. They do not affect Windows Defender, Windows Firewall, Smart Screen, or any core security features. Keep those enabled. This is about Microsoft's data collection pipeline, not about the security features that actually protect your system from external threats. If you're in an enterprise environment, check with your IT administrator before making these changes. Group policy in a managed environment can conflict with domain-level settings, and if you rely on Microsoft 365 integration for work, some of the telemetry restrictions may affect cloud sync features, so test before committing. Here's the bigger picture I want to leave you with. We've reached a point in personal computing where the default assumption is that your machine works for the company that sold it to you, not for you. Every update that resets your privacy settings, every ad injected into your Start menu, every telemetry endpoint dialing home, these aren't bugs. They're deliberate architectural decisions made by people in boardrooms who view your attention and your data as revenue. And they're betting that most people won't notice, won't care, or won't know how to do anything about it. You noticed. You're here. That already puts you in a different category. The steps I've walked you through today don't require technical expertise. They require about 15 minutes of your time and the willingness to take back what was yours in the first place. Your machine, your terms, not Microsoft's. You paid for this hardware. You paid for this operating system. The idea that you also have to accept being a product within that system is something you have every right to reject. And here's what I want you to hold on to. The fact that these settings exist, the fact that you can turn them off, the fact that group policy and registry edits are still accessible to regular users. That's not an accident. There are people inside these companies who fought for your ability to do exactly what you just learned to do. Use it. Go uninstall that update. Go through those privacy settings tonight. And if this gave you a clearer picture of what's actually running on your machine, hit subscribe. I cover these issues the moment researchers surface them, not weeks later when everyone else finally picks it up. Drop a comment and let me know. Did you find KB50366980 on your system? I read every single one.